Shalom, welcome back. There are actually four Rosh Hashanahs in the Jewish calendar. What are they? Of course, Rosh Hashanah that we consider Rosh Hashanah that takes place usually in September, which is the Rosh Hashanah of the world, commemorating the fact that the world was created then. Then there is the Rosh Hashanah of the months, which is the month of Nisan when Passover comes out. Rishon Hu L'Chadshei Hashanah, as the Torah says, it should be the beginning of the months, which we read about last Shabbos in Shul. For the Jewish people, that's commemorated by Passover in the month of Nisan, the going out of Egypt. Then there is the Rosh Hashanah of animals, which is Rosh Chodesh Elul, the beginning of the month of Elul in the summertime. And then there is Tu B'Shvat, the 15th of Shvat, which is this Thursday, which is called Rosh Hashanah Le'ilanot, the Rosh Hashanah of trees. Now, why is there a Rosh Hashanah of trees, you may ask? And the answer is, in olden days, tithing for fruit started from Tu B'Shvat. It started from this time. And it was like the tax season for the fruits that took place. It's interesting, in my backyard, I have a lemon tree and an orange tree, and they both began sprouting this week. It's quite interesting. What is the idea of Tu B'Shvat? Tu B'Shvat is really the Jewish Arbor Day. It is the day that we celebrate the trees. It's the day that we learn from the trees. It's the day that the fruit of the trees starts to come out, and we celebrate. It's observed in different ways. Many people, especially in Israel, go out and plant a tree during on Tu B'Shvat. In fact, there's an old Jewish custom that they plant a tree, and then many years later, with the sprout of some of the branches of the tree, they use it to hold up the chuppah for their children. Beautiful custom. Other people have a Tu B'Shvat Seder, where they celebrate the five fruits of Israel, and they have various fruits around the plate, and they talk about the fruits of Israel. And what are they? The pomegranates and the olives and the grapes and the figs, etc. And these fruits of Israel are celebrated with a Seder, somewhat of a Seder. This coming Thursday night, we will be having a Tu B'Shvat Seder on Zoom, which we'd like to encourage you all to come and listen and participate in. But the idea of trees is very interesting in Jewish tradition. First of all, there is no mitzvah in Judaism about cutting down a tree. Unlike Christianity, they have the tree, the Christmas tree. Judaism has no such idea that it's a mitzvah to cut it down a tree. In fact, quite the opposite. When you conquer a country, you are not allowed to cut down the fruit trees. You can kill people, but you're not allowed to cut down fruit trees because after the war is over, you're going to need to eat, and the fruit trees will bear fruit. And we have a great respect for trees so that we don't really cut them down. In fact, in general, vegetation is not to be cut down without any purpose to it at all. And this is a very, very important idea. Even, for example, on the holiday of Sukkot, where we celebrate the various four species, the palm branch, the myrtle, the etrog fruit, and the lulav, the date palm. These are all branches. They're all fruits taken from a tree, but we don't harm the tree itself. We don't cut down the tree at all because we have a great deal of respect for the tree and for nature and for what it gives. Because man is like a tree of the field. Adam ki eitz hasadeh. The Torah in Deuteronomy and Devarim talks about it. Man is compared to a tree. That a tree has roots. We should have roots. We should be firmly based on the ground. A tree has a strong trunk to it. That we need to have a strong foundation as well, and be powerful and strong in this respect. We need to have branches. We need to give over fruit, which are our children and our disciples. There are many analogies of a tree to people. In fact, we have a custom that when a little boy turns 3 years old, we cut out his hair for the first time because the age of 3 years old represents the age in which you're starting to permit ourselves to use the fruit. In Jewish tradition, we are not allowed to eat of the fruit of a tree after 3 or 4 years. After 3 years, we can we can we can start utilizing the fruit, but we can't eat it after until after 4 years because it shows respect for the tree, and we give over we eat from what the tree has given us, and we appreciate what God has given us through the fruit by holding it back and giving it back to God. The tree represents something which is very profound in Jewish tradition, and that is that we need to be rooted. We need to have a strong, firm basis in our lives, where Judaism is the basis of our life, and Jewish life continues as a tree. We don't cut it down. We nurture it. We plant it, and we respect it. And of course, this is the idea of Jewish tradition. I find it very interesting that it's at this time of year that the virus, the horrible COVID virus, is beginning to start to become under control again. How, with the vaccine coming out, and then many people are getting the vaccine right now, which is around Tu B'Shvat time. Until this time, it seemed that the winter was upon us. It was a cold winter and a harsh winter. And it seemed that there was no hope for anything, and businesses were failing, and people were dying, and people were getting sick. And it was like a winter in so many respects, cold and bleak, and it didn't seem to have any hope to it. But now that there's a virus, now that there's a vaccine, we are seeing hope. So the vaccine is like the fruit that is blossoming now and giving us hope for the future. And God willing, with this coming vaccine, we will hopefully see that life will start to come out of the cold winter, and we will be able to rejoice after this, and we will be able to learn the important lessons that this virus has given us, lessons of family, of love, of really understanding and appreciating the true values of life very, very much. Just like the tree was in the ground and it was covered over by the snow and the cold, and it looked like it was all over, but miraculously, after the winter, it starts to come up, and the first sprouts come out and are shown, and we can start to appreciate life once again. So I want to wish you all a happy Tu B'Shvat. Again, this coming Thursday night, we're having a Tu B'Shvat Seder on Zoom. You can contact us for the link if you are not on our email list. We'll be sending it out on Facebook as well. We hope you'll join us for it, and we want to wish you all a good year and a happy Tu B'Shvat. Shalom, everyone.